Alright, here we have some stamps from Portugal. Now this one here really has my attention because it's the shades and the color. It's kind of, I don't know, greenish, orange. It's just different than most of the other ones. You know, the shades and the color. This is one I haven't seen before. Seen a lot of the other colors, but not this one in particular. So I don't know if they made a lot of these in this particular shade. You know, this two-tone shade. Because it's kind of bright. Almost like it has a highlight of green, you know. Fluorescent kind of color to it. So it's really different. But let me show you the rest of the Portugal stamps that we have in this collection. Right here we have this one here. And we have a 2.5C. Then a 2. Beautiful green. Shows up nice and green. Greens and the blues show up really good. Now look at this one. This is one of the old ones. Would be considered probably rare. $25. And this one would also be rare. It's the same man. Also be considered a rare one. A couple of very nice ones. Then we go down here. We have a 50, a 40, a 15, a 10, and we get into this style, $50. Very different to see this shipped like that. That's cute. Smaller size stamp too. $30. Expensive ones though. A $20. A 10. Then on these guys here we have a 1 in brown. Now this one here just happens to be a different shade. It's still a 1, but the shade's a little different. It's like it's deeper. So we put them both in there for you to see. And we have this one. 150. Then the 2. And the 250. Oops, then we go down here. Look at this green. Very olive green for 5. This is also one you don't see too often. This particular olive shade. And another 5. This one we do see. And this, of course, is my highlight. Definitely has your attention when you'll see it. Grabs you right away amongst all the others because it's just bright. Okay, then we go into the 30s and 50. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these all to you. Of course, you know, the one that's got me more is this one right here. Really has my attention. So if you know why they done this one this color, or if this is rare, let me know. I just don't ever see this one. Alright, Bye-bye now. All right, here we have some very interesting stamps from Peru. I mean, look at that one. It's 1824 to 1925. Stamped by the post office that way. Interesting. Some nice old ones here. Alright, I really like this green one here. Very nice. Very old. Alright, let's start with these here. These were cut out, I guess, from the envelopes. And they look like they're pretty old. It says 1883 to 1884. They were part of an envelope. So that's pretty cool. This one here does not say. Huh. I don't know about this one, the second one. Frando. That may not be a Belgie one. Don't know. Alright, let's move on to the next one then. I mean Peru. Not Belgium. I'm looking for Belgium on it. It's really Peru I'm looking for. I'm in the wrong video here. I don't see Peru written on it. There's nothing there. Well, I found it together with them. Huh. Almost seems like it might be Mexican. Don't know. But that one's a nice Peru one. It says Peru on it. Okay. Then here we have a 2. Service Consoler. That's beautiful. Look at that. Nice. And my green one I really like. That was stamped 1824 to 1925 with a 5. And then we have a 10. Beautiful. And then we have a 20. Has that stamp 1925 on it. Wow. So these 4 right here are some nice old ones. Okay, and then we continue with a 2-cent one. And look at this one. That's a nice old one. So there's some rare ones in here. 29 to 39. Neat. Very nice. Okay, then we have this one's a 5. There's another 5. We'll get into different designs and different colors. This one's stamped 1951. Ah, look at that. That's nice. Get to see some of the architect of the land. Nice. Look at that tiny little one. Oh, look at this. What's it say on it? That say 1871? Yeah, 1871 to 1875. Wow. That's really fancy. Looks like they put the mount on a, looks like a braided rug. Very pretty one, isn't it? Nice. I like this one. Okay, and we have a 30. Oops. And a few right here. Here's a 1. A 50. $1. And a 10 cents. Okay, well, some of the interesting ones. This was very interesting. I really enjoyed this one. Very nice. Nice to see how old it is, though. And then this one was really nice. But my favorites, this green one. Love this green one. It's beautiful. It's just so nice. I love it. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. By all means, share these with stamp collectors, or stamp dealers. Let them see some of the nice old ones I got here. Some of the rare ones. Alright. Bye-bye now. Alright, here we have some Indochine postage stamps. This one's very, very different. I've never seen this one before. Very different to see. A lot of little details in it. And very different. I don't know, interesting, that's for sure. Alright, well, let me show you what else we have here. So here, right here, we have, I believe this is 4 cents. Very nice. Has to go through 2 printings, one's for the color, and then one's for the black and white. Beautiful. And this one, I think that would be a rare one. This one definitely be a rare one because I've never seen this one before. Designed very differently. If you notice that upper right hand corner is different than the other 3 corners. It's like the printing got a little slack. Different. Okay, and then this one here I believe would be a rare one too. 5 cents. Some of the older ones, that's what this is. And this one here, a 10. Very different. Some of the older. Now this one I found quite amazing. It's a 1/5 of a cent. How on earth do you get 1/5 of a cent? And the other thing that's amazing about this one is that it's yellow. A lot of the stamps, you know, some of them were printed by Era in yellow. And this is only a 1/5 of a stamp, so, and it being so yellow makes me wonder, is this one of the Eras? Because yellow wasn't used very often back in the old days. And for it to be 1/5 of a cent, it's definitely from the old days. But yellow? Very different. I've seen this in different colors. Never in yellow. So this is different. Okay, and then we have this 5-cent one. Then we have a whole bunch of these. Look at this, 1/10 of a cent. Really? 1/10 of a cent. Different, huh? A lot of kids today would never believe that they actually had stamps that were 1/5 and 1/10. You know, because how do you get 1/5 of a cent or 1/10 of a cent? There's no way their brain could wrap around that. Very different. And this one's a 1/2 cent. Hear a little more about those in history, but never 1/10, 1/5. Then we have a 1 cent. These are all the same, just different value. 1 cent. Look at this, 4/5 of a cent. Really? 4/5 of a cent. Unreal. 2/5 of a cent. Poor penny, being torn up all kinds of ways, huh? Alright, so I found the yellow to be a very interesting one, and I hope someone out there can leave a comment and tell me a little bit more about this one, because I know yellow was a lot of mistakes in other countries when they used yellow for postage stamps. So I'm just wondering if this might be one of them. Other than that, this one here really has my attention. This is the interesting one. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more stamps as we travel around the world looking at the old and rare stamps. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, in this video we have kind of like a mix from all over the place, and there might be a few of these that are considered rare. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Starting right here with the 3 beautiful plain. Look at that. Flying a little bit low, I think, for the machinery. But it's really just to put it all together in a stamp. Okay, then we have this one here. This one you don't see too often. Very nice one. One of the good old ones. Okay, now this one here, I've seen a lot from that, from Spain, but this one just hit me a little different. I think this one might be considered a little rare. It's definitely different than the ones we normally see. Very different. How do you like that plane, huh? Kind of like flying right off the building or whatever. There's a lot to see in the background on this one. Very different. But I do believe that this one be considered a rare one. Okay, then we have a 1 here. Holding the dove in chains. And this one here that was one that was on a postcard and you had to cut it out from Indy. And this one here, A20. An old one, got a little bit stained. And we got this one here, was also one that had to be cut out. So it was a pre-stamped one. Very nice. The words are kind of upside down there. Posters the right way, but these are almost got to turn the stamp around to read it. The letters are going the wrong way. Turn the ring around. Okay, and one here. From Cuba. Not very often you see a 1 cent one. So this could probably fall under a rare. Cigar. Okay, then we have this one here, Posca, A20. Look at the background. You have his face, but then you have some eagle in the background there. Okay, then we have a Sixth Sense one. Nice. Just a deep brown and white one. And this little two center. $19.32. Look at that. February 4th to 13th, 1932. A 2-cent stamp. Skiing on the slopes. So this is, you know, the Olympics, Winter Games. This one I don't see very often. Not for a United States stamp. Pretty cool, huh? So this might fall under a rare. Now look at this one. It's like the face is embedded in it. Venezuela. 1805 to 1830 to 1955. Okay, 3 dates for this one. Isn't that different? Usually they have just 2 dates. This has 3 dates on it. You know, bicentennial will be 2 dates. So it must have been that it went into printing 3 different times, maybe? I don't know. That's interesting to find out why 3 dates. If you happen to know, go ahead and leave it in a comment. Kind of curious as to why 3 dates. Alright, now this one here. Just a different color. So I don't know if he's just a good old one or what he is, but he is very different. I don't know if he'd fall under rare. Definitely a different color. Just a tiny little one. Different. Okay, then we got the 2D Africa stamp, South Africa. And 2 of them are both together, so I left them that way. It's always good, you know, if you have them together, leave them together. Good way of collecting them. Okay, and Liban. Good old one. Here we have a 1 cent showing the bridge. Some canoes on there going through. Then an 8 filler. Magyar. Nice. And down here we have New Zealand. A 1D. Those are always nice to collect. Yeah, good old ones. Then you have another 1D. Postage revenue for this one. Okay, then we have this one. Italia. (1951 to 1971). Not very old. Then we got this Cuba one. 12 cents. That's a nice one. 1905 to 1955. See, there's only 2 dates. And that's the way most of them are. surprised there was 3 on the other one. Thinking maybe because there was 3 different printings of the same stamp, I'm not sure. And then this is from Iran. Now this one may be considered a rare one. It's a 1R. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more of whatever we find wherever we travel. Alright. Bye-bye now. Alright, today we're visiting some of the old stamps from Belgium. Alright. Look at this one. Kind of neat, ain't it? It's a 2 cents. This extra writing on top of it. Very different, isn't it? Alright, let's take a look at what else we have. That's our first one. Different. Then here we have a 5. Look at that. Nice. Love the design. Same design in brown. You get to see it a little clearer, huh? Different. Same but different when it's in a different color. There's your 10. Here's your 15. Same design. And we have ourselves an airplane. Flying, nice. Can you imagine making the plate for this and give it an area kind of view? Not too much, just showing some of the land. But it's a nice plane. Did a good job on that one. Maybe put that wing up a little too high. See that wing right there? It's up too high here. Looks right on the other side, but does not look right here. Huh. Any of you noticed that before on the stamp? Huh. I don't think that plane would have flown good. Alright, and here we have a beautiful bell. 6F plus 3F. Pax. Okay. And 1/2 with wheat. And some of the old train ones. You notice this is a 1936. And we have this one here. Same picture, different value. And this one here, just different value. Alright, some more train. Then we have this one here where they're working on the train. You have a 9 for working. And an 8 on working. So this was all about trains on this level here. Very nice. Alright, now let's get down to the next one here. It's a pretty 10 cents. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, isn't that something? What a beautiful stamp. Very loving. I bet this was one of their Christmas ones. Very nice. Wow. Very pretty. Then we have this one. +5, another 10+5. And a little one. And this one. This one's a more up-to-date one. Oh, 66. Okay, then we have this one here. Look at that. 35+5. Very nice. And a 10+15. Elegant. The same picture in a 10+30. Again, 60+25. 20+20. Ooh, and look at this. 60+10. And another. 1+15. Okay, so I think the winner of this video for the most beautiful, interesting one is this one right here. That is beautiful. I like this one. We all have our own likes, but this is the one I choose. If you want to weigh in on which one you thought was the best, go ahead, leave it in a comment. I do that all the time. I look to see which one I think is the best out of each video that I make. And for me, this one's the winner. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with others. I'd appreciate that. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, here we have some Galileo postage stamp. I probably didn't say that right at all. Alright, but here's a beauty. Look at them. I think they're very different. I've never heard of the place. So this is very different. I've never seen stamps from them before either. So this is all new to me. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Beautiful sunrise over the water and the mountains. Nice. And this had to go through a second printing. One for the brown and white, and the other for the red picture inside. See the mountain reflecting on the water. Very different. Nice. Alright. I believe these probably are Francais type stamps. But very different. Here's a 4. Okay. Then we have some of the mills. There's the 2 cents. And look at this one. Isn't this a beauty? It's beautiful. Look at everything that's in it. All on top and all down at the bottom. I mean, you see a whole village down there. So beautiful. It's got a lot to look at. That's a nice one. I like that one. Very nice. And then you have the 1 cent of the meal work, which you've seen. The 5 cents. Here's the 1. And then we have down here a 4 cents of the mill. Woolen mill. And a 5 cents. Alright, this one here, I do believe is a very nice one. This is my favorite out of this one here. It's just so beautiful. Has a lot to offer, you know, in viewing. You know, sometimes it's not the value of the stamp, but it's the value of what you're seeing on the stamp. That's the most important thing. That's what I like about this one. It's the value of what I'm seeing. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing this to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with other stamp collectors or people who just want to see the beauty and the history of old stamps. Because this one's a beautiful one. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, in this video of German stamps, we have some rather interesting ones. That one's rather interesting, and then I found this one to be rather interesting. This one might actually be considered a rare one. But let's look at some of the others that I found rather interesting. So I called this the interesting German video, German stamp video. Look at this one. A1. 10 plus 5. Look at the 2. 20 past 10. Very different looking, isn't it? I thought both of these were rather unique. Very interesting. Okay, then we have this one here. Look at the beautiful architect of that, huh? Beautiful. Then we have a 3. Plus 2. But this one I haven't seen. So I thought this was rather an interesting stamp. So I wanted to make sure to put that in the interesting video. Okay, then we have this one. Very nice. Then we go to this one, 15. Part of Berlin. Get to see some of the architect. Really nice. And this one was just different. He's interesting because he's different. Okay, and of course, this here for 5. This one for 20. Look at that. Oh, the buildings are so beautiful. Nicely designed. That's Berlin. Okay, then we have this one here. A30. Beautiful. 4 mark. Oh, no, that's not. That's a 12. 4 marks, 1 down. Somewhere's down. Right here. 4 mark is next. I was 1 step ahead of myself. There we go. Now this one I haven't seen before. So this one's very interesting to look at. Different. Okay, and this one. And we have a 50. A stop sign. Stop for 30. Okay, and one that I brought you that I thought was rather interesting at the very beginning. Kind of just sticks right out of the paper. Like a dimensional thing. Okay, and here we have a 24. Kind of like the 12 that was in blue. Here we have a 24 in red. And we have some of these to balance. I have 24 in red and a 50 in blue. Okay, then we have one. And right here. And then a 6. And this one's a $4. Very interesting looking one. Beautiful waters and the boats. All kinds of work going on. Really nice. A lot of little details into making this plate. And this one's a 50. Looks like a rather old one. A little rough, but looks like an old one. And this one here that I thought at the very beginning that was very interesting. From the beginning of time. Okay, then we have this one. Get to see a little bit of the land. And just for fun, I added a few of these. They're more modern, not some of the old ones, but just extra to look at. Okay, so the ones that really got me were these at the beginning. These beginning ones here. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing them to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more postage stamps from wherever we go. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, here we have a group of German postage stamps. Alright, let's start at the very beginning and see what we have here for you. Here's a 30. And we got ourselves a snake. Imagine putting a snake on a postage stamp. And this one here. Very different 5. And we have a 10. And then here we have a 25. Very nice. Look at that. The architect of it all. Different, isn't it? It's like the whole thing's inside of a building. When you would think that that'd be the architect of the outside. Very different. Okay, and then we got this little one here. 20. And these two are both together. They're both the same. 1820 to 1850. They're 350. And we just left them both together. Whenever you get a couple that are together, keep them together. Don't take them apart. They're more valuable in groups. Usually a set of 4 is the ideal want. Alright, look at that. Berlin. Very nice. And a few of the Olympic ones. 50 plus 25. A 20 plus 10. And this one, look at that. The homestead up on the mountain. 6 plus 4. Very nice. I like this one. So natural. Okay, then this here we have 2 of. So I just kept them together. And this one here, very loving. And you always have to have some of the favorites, and these are the big favorites here. That's 5 and 10. You notice they've been changed at 10 to 10. Oh, no, they're both 5 to 5. All right. Perfect. And this one, I haven't seen this one before. Really has me, you know, it's one of those that catches your eyes. You see it and it's like, wow, okay. Look how the 4 and the 0 is made for 40. Really a different one. It's unique in its own way. Okay, then we have the 10. And then look at this. That's a neat one. So royal. Beautiful crown right on top. I do like this one. Okay, and we have this one here. The bird's just flying. And this one you see quite often. This one not so much. I don't belong in this one at all. That's Mexico. Alright, here we have a 40, a 10, and an 8. 8 is usually the odd one. Alright, and then we have a 30 here. Alright, so the interesting one to me was this one here, and this one here. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing them to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, here we have some old postage stamps from Polska. Starting with this one here. Kind of looks like that was one of them that, you know, they had to cut out. Back in the days where they used to get a sheet and they had to cut them out as people wanted them. So that would put it pretty old. Maybe even considered rare. And this one is one that was already on an envelope. If you look at the back side and everything. Very thin. But it seemed like it was already part of an envelope. You know, some of those that are pre-stamped. Okay. And we have this beautiful one. Very nice. Love it. It's pretty. Okay, and then this one here. And these two, they're together. Both 40s. In pink. They did come in different colors. Some were just black and white. This one, kind of pink tint to it. And this one here, the 150. Look at the ships. There's a lot going on. Kind of see like the big castle in the back, little houses in front, and the ships in the water. Trying to shove everything into a picture, into a stamp. So there's a lot to really look at this one. Okay, then we have this one. That's a 10. Ah, this one. This one I don't see too often. So this may be considered a rare one. Not so many of them hanging around. Okay, then we have this one here. And this one. Beautiful sail on that ship. Well, this one here used to be a 50. Then it got re-stamped, recycled, reused. Usually when you see that, it indicates wartime. Because they had to make do with what they had. Now this one here, if you notice 1732 to 1932. This one would be considered a rare one. Alright, and we have a few of these here. Planes are just flying overhead in an area view. You have a 4, and then you have a 340. And you got this nice long one here. That is pretty special. And then one space one. They got themselves a space one too. Okay, then a couple of more of those planes with a little bit of an area view. 150 and a 10. Okay, so probably the rare one out of this one will be this one right here. This one, you know, because it has Washington in there as the center. I think this might be one of the rare ones, the important ones. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing this to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with other stamp collectors. Let them see what there is, or those who just enjoy looking at stamps from other countries. See how things used to be. See who's on the stamps. Then it gives them something to look up on the internet and see why they ended up on the stamp. Oh my, oh, I got some beautiful little birdies here. I think if I make the fast move, they'll fly off. Yeah, they did. They got beautiful yellow, yellow, yellow underneath their chins. The belly's still kind of white with just a little bit of yellow. But under the chin is yellow, yellow, pretty, beautiful birds. All right, stay tuned for more, okay? Bye-bye.